like sheep have gone astray, turn to our own way. We've wandered far from you. In your love you still pursue. God of mercy, hear the prayer we humbly pray. Shepherd me, take me to the pastures green. Shepherd me, let me rest by waters deep. Restore my soul on righteous roads, for the sake of your great name. In times of joy, in times of pain, shepherd me. I'll follow you all my days. Your voice I will obey. Where'er the road may lead, goodness and mercy follow me through the door to my eternal dwelling place. Shepherd me, take me to the pastures green. Shepherd me, let me rest by waters deep. Restore my soul on righteous roads, for the sake of your great name. In times of joy, in times of pain, shepherd me. Even though I might walk through the valley, no threat of evil will I fear. Your rod and your staff bring comfort to me. I'll feast when enemies are near. Shepherd me, let me rest to the pastures green. Shepherd me, take me rest by waters deep. Restore my soul on righteous roads, for the sake of your great name. In times of joy, in times of pain, shepherd me. Shepherd me, take me to the pastures green. Shepherd me, let me rest by waters deep. Restore my soul on righteous roads, for the sake of your great name. In times of joy, in times of pain, shepherd me. In times of joy, in times of pain, shepherd me. Well, it's been a month since we were together, and lots has happened. Let me see if I've got y'all on board here. Open up my Facebook here. There you are. You notice we have an addition here of beauty to my broadcast here. Felicia has joined me because we do have a little bit of a story to tell. It was a kind of nip and tuck as to whether or not I was going to be staying on this earth, as we have battled. All of us battled through COVID, but I happened to have won the award for being the sickest in the bunch and in the family. We contracted COVID on Christmas Eve, so the day actually that I did my last broadcast was the day that we initially were confronted with the disease, and it took about 4 days, I guess.
Well, we didn't have any symptoms until that was on a Thursday. We didn't have any symptoms until the following
Monday.
Well, really,
Or Tuesday.
Tuesday we began to run a little bit of fever because on Sunday we were thinking, oh, this is allergies. It feels exactly like allergies. Mountain cedar is worse this year than it's been in 18 years, and this is just allergies.
Yeah.
And actually, we were with some friends that day who did not get it from us, but thankful
Yes.
for that. But Tuesday we began to feel a little bad, and our son James had already said they had tested positive. Please be careful. Please watch out. You need to go ahead and get tested. And
So
we were just
Saturday.
we were just running a little bit of fever,
Yeah.
and just felt a little bit of a headache right across the eyebrows, like fever does, and didn't really feel terrible.
Thought we were going to just
My
be
back
all
was
right.
achy, but I thought it was because I gained weight over Christmas and my jeans were too tight, but maybe that wasn't it after all. But anyway, so on Thursday we said, okay, we were convinced that we should be tested, but we couldn't get in until Saturday. So Saturday we were tested, and sure enough, on Monday morning
Both of
we
us.
got our positive, we were both tested, and we got our positive test on Monday. But by that time, neither of us had any fever anymore. We were feeling better. Our doctor was back in his office. So we had such a mild case that we didn't want to bother him on vacation. So he was back in his office, and he did a Zoom meeting with us, and we got a prescription for hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pak, and we were taking lots of vitamin D and vitamin C and zinc and anything else that you're supposed to take. We were doing, and we were drinking lots of fluids, and we were doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. That was Monday, and Tuesday we were good, and then Wednesday, I had happened to go and buy a pulse oximeter, and if you don't have one at your house, I would highly recommend getting one and having it on hand, because I really think that was a huge part of the life-saving thing.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, his blood oxygen began dropping to the lower 90s and
upper 80s.
Well, early Wednesday. So we called our doctor again, and he prescribed a nebulizer and some steroids to add to what Wesley was already doing. And that every time he would take a breathing treatment, it seemed to help. So we were very confident, and the next day we were going to be able to get oxygen at home, and we thought we were going to be able to ride this out at home. But then Wednesday during the night and into
Bottom
Thursday
dropped
morning,
out.
the bottom just dropped out. And so that would have been day 8 of this, which they say day 7 and 8 is when the cytokine storm can just start pummeling like an avalanche, and it did for Wesley.
Yeah.
And it was very, very scary, and our doctor said, you need to come in to the hospital. He sent us to Baylor, Scott and White in Grapevine, which is a 45-minute drive from here, and I was a little concerned about that, but his thoughts on it was that they treat a lot of patients with COVID, and they have the experience,
And
they
the
have
machinery.
and they have the machinery. They have a lot of the equipment that we might need. So I put on my navigation that when the police are around, and I drove really, really fast as long as I could until I got into traffic and couldn't anymore.
She had reason to do that too, because I was literally starving for oxygen. I got to the place where a deep rattle developed in my chest, and I could not catch my breath. The only thing that I wanted was another breath, and I battled all the way to Grapevine. And we got there. I walked into the emergency room and just said to the lady at the desk, "I can't breathe." And the next thing I know, they've got me in a wheelchair, and they're running me back to the room. And we were there. I was in the emergency room until.
Well, we got there about 11 in the morning.
Yeah, and I was in the emergency room till 2 the next morning. where they were working on me and trying to get me ready. At one point, they were ready to roll me into the ICU unit, and they were going to hook me up to a ventilator. And fortunately, I think they decided to wait and see if they could bring the oxygen level up without doing that.
So there's a new machine called the Airvo that basically is like an external ventilator. So they don't have to sedate you to put the tube down into your lungs, but they are it's like a jet engine, and they're just blowing massive amounts of oxygen. And they started, Wesley, on 70 liters of oxygen at 90% concentration. And that's just flabbergasting to even think about that. I think by the time by the next day, they had gotten him he went to 60 liters and then down to 50 liters at 90% concentration. Then they began lowering the concentration, 50 liters and 50% concentration, and bringing that down. The thing that I want to say here, I know right now Facebook gets a bad rap, but I believe that was a huge part
of the healing.
Because we rallied the prayer warriors, and you all prayed, and so many people prayed, and churches began praying, and there were thousands. We just put it on every page that we thought might know Wesley, and that they might be willing to pray. And then later on I found out, some of our friends aren't even on Facebook, and so I started sending out texts to those, and they let their prayer groups know. And we got messages, my church in Peru is praying for you. Or
the bishops in Africa are praying for you.
Yes.
It was just amazing. I mean, it was all over the world.
And then one night I had, I was waiting for the nurse to call me back. And of course, they're kind of busy on those floors, and so it's not easy for them to do that. And this particular night, it was 11:30, and I was still waiting, p.m. I was still waiting for her to call me back, and I just needed to hear what had happened that day. And I happened to comment on a friend's Facebook page, and she typed in real fast, "Are you still awake? Can I call you?" And so I said, "Sure." So she called, and she and her husband quoted scriptures for us and prayed just a powerful warrior,
did spiritual warfare for us
against the virus and just against the spirit of death, and we knew that they were proclaiming what thousands of others were praying for us. And I just, my job during those days was to check on Wesley and to write updates, and then to respond to the people who told us they were praying, because that was literally our lifeline. During that time, we had 2 friends who died of COVID.
Yeah.
And it didn't make me more afraid for Wesley, but I just grieved so deeply for them. But it also let us know what an amazing miracle it was, because the night after that warfare prayer, it was a huge turnaround. I mean, he went down from 45%, 45 liters of oxygen. They were able to take him off the Airvo machine and put him on the regular high strength nasal cannula oxygen, and they got him down to 5%. 5 liters, and then had to take him back up to 9 before the day was over. But he was able to maintain his blood oxygen in the 90s. And then it was just a couple of days later that they were able to move him off all I ever heard when they answered it was CCU. I don't know and it wasn't coronary care. I don't know if it was COVID care or critical care, but anyway. They were able to move him down to the step-down unit. And when they wheeled him out of that room to take him to the other floor, the nurses at the nurses' station all clapped for him as he was being wheeled to another room. And
they did.
So I asked one of the people that I was talking to, "So what does step-down unit mean?" And she said, "It means he's getting better." And One of the nurses talked to him there and said, "This is the floor where they sent you to go home."
Yeah.
And then he was there another, 3 days. He was there a total of 10 days. And I am so grateful, one, to the doctors and the nurses. You know, they were saying, we're learning as we go. We learn with every patient, you know, what is the best thing to do. And I'm so thankful to the incredible care that he got, who helped him to live through this horrible ordeal. But I also am so incredibly grateful to all the prayer warriors.
Thank you to you all.
Who prayed, and God heard.
Yes, he did. Because here I am.
And when Wesley got home, we finally were able to let our emotions down, and we just wept together. Another rescue. I did have a friend say, you know, Wesley's kind of like a cat. He has 9 lives. And we're like, yeah, okay. So thankful to God, but wow.
This is a song I wrote years ago that kind of has new meaning for me now after what we just went through. It's called Live the Day. I want to live this day as though it were the last day I might live, as though tomorrow were the day my King returns. I want to give each gift as though it were the last gift I might give. I want each moment to overflow with love. I can't know what tomorrow holds for me. There's so much uncertainty, but I can live this day and savor its taste and be the man God meant for me to be. I want to live this day as though it were the last day I might live, as though tomorrow were the day my King returns. I want to give each gift as though it were the last gift I might give. I want each moment to overflow with love. Sometimes I hurry through my day and I don't see the ones who mean the most to me. But on this day, I'll dare to show them that I care, and I'll be the man God meant for me to be. I want to live this day as though it were the last day I might live, as though tomorrow were the day my King returns. I want to give each gift as though it were the last gift I might give. I want each moment to overflow with love. With love. God bless you all. Thank you again for standing with us in this very difficult time. And I've got a ways to go. I'm still a bit weak. I thank God I was able to get through those songs without breaking into coughs because they're still there. But by God's grace, we're going to continue to grow stronger each day. One of the benefits that we got on the couple of days after I got home from the hospital was that Felicia and I celebrated together our 49th wedding anniversary. And on that same day, we were able to celebrate the birth of our 24th grandchild. And so,
yes, that's the right number.
Yes, that is correct. 24 grandchildren. And it was an incredible, incredible gift to think that God had allowed me to live, to experience those things, and then the things that happen each day since. I give him grateful praise. So thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing these Wes Lives regularly now, I hope. That is our goal. So we will see you next Friday at 8 o'clock for our next Wes Live. God bless you all, and thank you for joining us.